Music. Oh, why should I study music?
You know, music is not just for people who can sing, people who are talented naturally.
Music, it has a voice of its own.
It's for anybody that can even listen to it.
It speaks to you.
I connected with music on a way that I couldn't really understand, so I knew that I had to follow that direction.
Welcome to today's episode of At Home with Ha. Today we're going to be talking with Dr. Roger Lane about our Humanities and Fine Arts program. We've just got a couple of questions. My name is Ashley, and this is Dr. Roger Lane here. A couple questions we're going to ask for you today, just to tell us about the program. It's so wonderful, and I know students love it, so I'm excited to have you here today to discuss it with us. So Dr. Lane, I know students love being in your class. I hear about how much they love being in the hallway and hearing the music, and they just really enjoy it. So could you just tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been at ACC, and just about the program in general?
Yes, I'm Dr. Roger Lane, and I'm lead teacher here at the college, and I've been here for about 20 years, and about 14 or 15 of those were part-time and as an adjunct. And then, thankfully, I became full-time, and we've developed a really good music program since 2018.
Right.
So when that happened. Actually, I was full-time before that, but in 2018 is when we were able to establish that music program.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about the program? What would you like for our prospective students or anybody to know?
I think that students, prospective students coming to Alamance Community College should know that the college has a wide-ranging musical program, and that it's open to all students, whether you're a musician or a non-musician. It's not strictly for musicians. And many of our classes are among the requirements for other degree programs here at the college, including the Associate in Science and the Associate in Arts degree. And so students are going to be taking music courses anyway.
Right.
But for musicians, there's a certain battery of courses that are required. And I would also like to emphasize this. Alamance Community College is one of the few colleges in the North Carolina Community College system that offers an Associate in Fine Arts music degree.
Well, I think also to add to that, it's hard for students who do have a musical interest think they can't do that at a community college, but then they do want to go to a four-year school and think, well, I have to go to a four-year for that. So I think that's really great to highlight on and know.
For musicians, this means that our program can prepare you to transfer successfully to a four-year institution's School of Music,
Right.
and to do that seamlessly and to be very successful there.
Right.
And we prepare them so that a good deal of their work is already done
Right.
when they go there. And if they take their core curriculum courses here that are non-music, by the time they get to a four-year college, they can concentrate solely on music, or not solely on music,
Right.
but a lot
Right.
on music.
That's cool. Okay, so for students, you know, if we were to enroll, which I played clarinet back in the day, a long time ago.
Good.
I enjoyed it, but I was first chair for a long time.
Yeah.
But not anymore. So if we were to enroll in this program, what would a typical day look like?
A typical day at ACC.
What classes would we take? What would we do?
All right. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, a student might begin their day with music appreciation or jazz. These courses are offered every day of the week, or show choir, followed by class piano, and followed by chorus. Depending upon how it fits into a student's schedule, a student could have an applied music lesson any day of the week. And then, of course, at the same time, they would be taking non-music courses that apply to their degree.
Okay. Okay. So music appreciation is not just for those who appreciate music. You're learning all kinds of stuff within music appreciation.
You're learning the history of Western art music.
Okay.
You're learning about great composers, great forms, great styles. It's a really excellent course for someone who doesn't know anything about music, or
Right.
for someone who does.
Okay. Okay. So Dr. Lane, if we have somebody like a prospective student who just loves music but doesn't know the first thing about like reading music or instruments, or just really has a true passion for it, is this a program that they could enroll in? Is this something that they could learn? Or, I mean, is it solely for the people who know music and that's it?
It's for everybody. It's for you, whether or not you've had music instruction prior to college or whether
Right.
you've had none. It's our job to prepare you for what you would like to do in the future. So it's really for everybody. You don't have to be able to be a
Wow.
music reader. You don't have to play an instrument. You can walk right in, and we'll take care of that.
So for students who are interested in coming into the program, I mean, do they have to know how to play a certain instrument, or can they just pick up and learn anything? What instruments are available that they can learn here?
Right now, we offer piano, we offer voice, we offer any woodwind. We have a great woodwinds teacher. We also offer percussion. We have a great adjunct in percussion. And presently, that's really all we offer. But we're open to, if we have students who desire to study, want to study another instrument,
Right.
we will look into getting a good teacher to do that.
So regardless if you know how to play a certain instrument or you don't, you're going to be successful.
You're good to go
because
either
of our
way.
instructors. Okay.
You are.
Okay.
You are.
Good to know.
Yes.
So I just have learned so much already about this program. So for students who, you know, really enjoy guitar or want to come to school to play guitar, is that something like, can they customize their degree? Or is that an option they could do for this program?
Certainly, Ashley, we're ready to customize our music program for and tailor it to students' needs. If someone comes and wants to specialize in an instrument that
Right.
we aren't currently offering, we are certainly open to providing the instruction that they need on their instrument.
I think that's just amazing to offer that to a student.
Yes. We want to have our music program available to as many students as we can.
Right.
And whatever instruments, the more instruments, the better, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Really.
I mean, it opens up a whole world of instruments to students who, and they could just be here working with instructors and their classmates and then learning an instrument.
But since we do have a smaller student population, they really do form, you know, student relationships with each other, and they're able to work together really, really well. And across time, they just become very, what's the word I want to use, organic in what they do. It's really a unique situation. I think you would only get that at a really small school,
Right.
otherwise, a small private school.
Right. So it just sounds like students have a wonderful time in this program with you and the instructors in the classroom, that I'm sure it's hard for them to leave after completing their degree. What are the opportunities for students when they graduate? Like, do they, you know, are they employed somewhere, or do some end up going to a four-year school and transferring? Like, could you just tell us a little bit about that?
I think that it could go either way. I think that some students will go into fields that are peripheral to music, and you know, perhaps professional, perhaps non-professional. But then our main goal, I think, is to have students transfer from ACC
Right.
to a four-year institution, to a school of music. That's
Right.
my favorite thing.
Right.
We have a student this semester. We have a few students this semester. We have at least 3 this semester who are graduating and going on to music school.
Oh, that's great.
One of as an example, I can cite Elizabeth Cheek. She came back to school as an older student. She took a, no, she's not old, but she is not right out of high school.
Right.
I think that's often the type of student that we cater to.
Right.
Someone who is, maybe someone who's just out of high school, but maybe someone who isn't. And Lizzie is an example of someone who is not straight out of high school, who, and I will quote her, she took a couple of years to get her thoughts together
Right.
concerning what she wanted to do. And then she heard about our program, and she came and dug right in.
Wow.
And has really, she's graduating this semester. She's been accepted at UNCG in their School of Music. She is just one example of someone who's done a really fine job, but there have been others before her.
Right.
And there will be a lot of others after her. But right now, Lizzie is a really good example of someone who is taking that track that I just said.
Well, and it also says or shows that no matter if you're right out of school or non-traditional coming in, you know, it's not the first time you've been to school, or, you know, vice versa. All students have that opportunity and that to make that pathway and get that degree here and start fresh.
They
and
do.
go to where they want to be.
And when you get to the end of our program and you have to prepare an audition to enter another music school, we are able to do that. And we have examples of people who have prepared an audition and done it very well. And their hard work paid off.
Well, again, if you would like to come and see Dr. Lane or any of our students here in the Fine Arts program, you can always contact us and reach out to us, and we'll set something up. And it's been wonderful hearing from you, Dr. Lane, and now we're excited to meet with some of the current students who can tell us about their experience here at ACC.
Okay, go through that one. One piece of music.
Desert Island, One Piece of Music.
Okay. It's fine.
It would probably be,
One piece of music. What genre are we talking?
that's really hard. There's so much music.
One piece of music. It would have to be Fearless. It would have to be Fearless. I've always been a little bit Fearless since I heard it. It's just something about it. I didn't really know the background of it until I was actually learning it with Professor Lane, and he had told me the background details about the song and what it truly means. And again, that goes back to how the chords work. Why Beethoven done this in the song, why he made this chord, why he made that note fit into the song. It's because, again, it has a voice. He's creating that voice for the song. So it would definitely have to be Fearless. It would have to be hands down Fearless.
Well, there's something that I am learning now, which is Bach Prelude in C. And it's a very simple piece, but Bach takes the chord progressions to like way different levels than I was even used to listening to. So it's a very diverse piece, even though it has the same kind of structure in every single progression. And I'd probably most likely take Prelude in C by Bach. Some advice that I would give to future students at ECC that want to be in the music program would be to really find your passion and your love in it. I started out, I loved music, but whenever COVID hit and the pandemic and stuff, I had to really find my passion and my drive, my own determination to get where I wanted to go. And it was hard, but I figured out even practicing maybe half an hour a day would even make the difference to, set me apart and really drive me forward to where I want to be.
So now we are talking with Lizzie Cheeks, who will be graduating from the program here at ACC. Lizzie, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
We just have a couple of questions for you, if you don't mind. And the first one being, what interested you in this program?
Absolutely. So before I began my journey at ACC in the Fine Arts and Music program, I actually started as a business major. I went through one semester of just taking business courses, which were amazing. I knew that I wanted to do music when I was in high school, but I didn't quite know how to utilize the knowledge that I learned. And so my friend introduced me to Dr. Lane, and I was encouraged to sign up for his chorus class. So I signed up for a couple of his classes in the fall semester, I believe. And then after my first semester, I decided to switch over to the Fine Arts and Music program, and I've been stuck ever since.
Okay, so I see you're wearing a UNCG shirt. What are your plans after graduation? What do you plan to do with your degree?
So I plan to complete my bachelor's in music education through UNCG, potentially my master's degree depending on kind of what path life takes me on.
Right.
I want to teach K through 12 to begin with, and then eventually begin some sort of youth program that would be centered around musical development, and if not, probably teach at a collegiate level.
Okay, very good. So what was your, because I know a lot of students ask, they want to come to ACC for 2 years and then transfer to a 4-year school. What was that process like for you transferring? Was it seamless? Was it stressful? Like, how was that for you?
It was pretty easy, but still stressful. The process has been made very user-friendly. With COVID, everything's virtual, so all your resources are pretty much easy to find. They give you a good directory of how to find like your applications and things like that. I applied to my schools in early fall, probably around October, and then I started to research through kind of the music programs that they have available, what their audition process was, the application process, and I began practicing for my auditions in about October. The deadline was February, and after that we did a virtual interview, which was super fun. Yeah, a bunch of people looking at you on little screens.
Right.
And after that, I confirmed my intent to enroll in May, and then now I've registered for my classes, so I'm ready to go.
Well, congratulations, you really are. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That is great. So, okay, so my last question for you is, what words of advice would you share with somebody that's considering enrolling in this program?
For sure, practice, study, and practice some more. You can get through your classes with chorus and piano. They're very hands-on courses, but if you don't practice at home, you're not going to hold on to the information that you've learned, and it'll help you progress a lot more if you make sure that you're going back over kind of what you would in class, almost like a lecture.
Right.
You read your notes after class, you go home and you sing your song after class.
Right.
I'd also tell them to breathe and take a break. It can be stressful, and you can sit at the piano and get super frustrated, but if you give yourself the time to kind of calm down a little bit, reassess, and then go back for it, you'll come back a lot better and well prepared. And then I would also tell them to talk to their professors, and especially talk to Dr. Lane.
Dr. Lane is the best.
Very helpful.
Yeah, well, that's good. And it sounds like you've had a very positive experience with us, and we're so happy for you, and we congratulate you, and we know you'll do great at UNCG, because I know it's competitive getting into those programs, like especially at UNCG.
Yeah, it definitely was a bit daunting. Yeah.
Well, that is wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to share or let students know about ACC?
Make sure that you talk to your professors, communicate with the people that guide you and your advisors, and make sure you talk to Dr. Lane, and also try out the Associates in Fine Arts Music program.
There you go. And if you would like to learn more about ACC, feel free to contact us. We'll get you in the classroom, get you to meet Dr. Lane and some other wonderful students just like Lizzie. And thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time on At Home with Haw.